Hello and welcome to another episode of Let Me Talk to My Customer. I am your host, Chad Counts, along with my co-host, Richard Tyler. Rich, how are we doing this morning?
Wonderful. How are you, Chad?
Excellent. We are off and running in July. We're well over halfway through the year now. Crazy to think 2021 and 2020, just a giant blur all together. So we are knowing Elon, we're halfway to Mars too. We are just making progress all over the place. But anyways, back to auto parts and our task at hand. We are excited to be with you all. We've got URG coming up here at the beginning of August. Excited to be there. I'll be there doing two different presentations. So hopefully first time back at an industry conference in quite a while. So looking forward to seeing everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. And if you're not planning, you should book your time to come to URG. It's always a great conference, great opportunity to gain a lot of insights from people all over the country, a lot of expertise, and not just the country, all over the world, really. A lot of people coming in. I don't know how much it'll be global this year with restrictions, but hopefully some of those countries will be able to come and gather as well. So we've got a great topic for you this morning, seizing your moment, had moment on the brain. And we're going to be talking about salespeople and putting them in positions and really their mentality, the mentality they need to have to be able to either take advantage of opportunities that come their way situationally, or be on the lookout for opportunities to take their sales, to take their career to the next level. So Rich and I are going to bounce back and forth between a couple of different points in people's career that they have the opportunity to really launch to a next level, and give you our thoughts and feedback on what we should do to prepare for those, and being intentional and being specific about some of those plans that we should have to take our game to the next level and hit different levels. So number one, and part of what brought this to our attention, obviously this is summer, there's a lot of vacation, there's a lot of rotating time off, last month, this month, next month, where people are going to be out, and we're going to have a different level of people on hand, and potentially, right, that creates an opportunity vacuum. Maybe not from their ongoing customers. Sometimes those will wait for their salespeople to come back, but otherwise, your general retail, your other emails, your other things coming through, there's more room at the trough for the salespeople who are on hand. So, Rich, what would be your mindset, or what mindset would you like to see from your sales teams when they have that opportunity and somebody is out? What should be their motivation or focus, or what should they be doing during this period?
Well, first off, the moment somebody on your team is out, I would want a salesperson who's seizing their moment to be rubbing their hands together, because, like you said, there's more food at the trough. They should specifically be looking to.
Or what mindset would you like to see from your sales teams when they have that Excuse me. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, they should be looking for an opportunity to increase their volume and increase their sales. And absolutely, if there is somebody that they are in communication with because somebody is out that doesn't have a dedicated salesperson, making sure that they're using that opportunity to create some of those connections.
Yeah, I agree. So part of the time when you are shorthanded, it's a little bit counterintuitive, but you actually need to be spending more time with potential repeat or wholesale customers, with giving them your names, making sure you get an email, making sure you have some way to connect with them beyond just, hey, I'm selling you this part. So you need to go, number one, any repeat opportunities, I'm going beyond the transaction. I need to be relationship focused. Oh, tell me about your shop. How long have you been in business? How many bays do you have? Where do you typically buy your parts? Even if it's not right on that first call, when I'm taking their order, I'm noting this down. Hey, they're in a great town, great population, or hey, they're the only shop in this town, or whatever the case may be. I'm looking to get my foot in the door. They don't know me, right? They don't know me from Adam. So it's my time to give my little elevator pitch and get them to know. Secondly, this kind of makes up for that. So I'm going to be wanting to invest more time there, right? Building repeat. And that's something I'd need to already be doing, but especially when somebody is out. Hey, this is, I want my name and my service to start being known more and more. I want to put emphasis behind that. The other side of it is operate with urgency. Okay. And this is the counterbalance to that. You're going to have less time available to you. You're going to have more phones on hold. You're going to have more emails, more lines coming through, more orders to follow up on with production. Your time is going to be more limited. Okay. So have urgency on the phone. And that doesn't mean blow through a quote. I don't mean, hey, yep, this engine's $800. All right, talk to you later. I mean, hey, this engine's $800. Our work orders, we are starting to get deep here. If you'd like to have this tomorrow, we need to go ahead and get your order processed. Are you ready? I'm looking for something to step up the tempo and wrap things up one-to-one on calls as much as I can, because, and this may be even on quotes too, I want to have everything set up to handle it as few times as possible. And I really need to be efficient. You have my details, and you have names, email, all that stuff down, as opposed to slinging stuff. I think a lot of times what people do is they start slinging stuff all over. Oh, okay, thanks, bye. And I'm jumping from one to one. I don't stay organized. I don't keep my orders in order. I forget to order this broker part. I forget to clear my resolutions with production, or I forget to issue this. Those are all things that come at you. Okay, I'm going to start on this next one because it kind of piggybacks between the two. Somebody being out on vacation. Next level preparation. If you are looking to jump from salary to commission, or your boss has told you, hey, you've got 90 days and you're going to be on commission, or hey, we've been tracking. Are you comfortable? Are you ready to go on commission? Whatever that case may be. I think this is also true when somebody's going to be out of the office and you're on commission, but be prepared. There is no one who, as far as I know, and maybe they will, but I'd rather them tell me this, right? It's going to stop you from showing up 15 minutes early to work, okay? Or who's going to stop you from staying 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late, okay? Part of the thing you can do to accelerate your growth, and this is when somebody is out, or this is, just preparing to go to the next level. I want to get some of those details that are hard to keep up with, some of those things that are hard to follow up with, or loose ends that I need to tie up, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to come in early to make sure that from 8 to 5, I have as much sellable time as possible. Okay. There's nothing stopping you from coming in and dealing with some of those, getting the tracking number, getting your paperwork organized, getting payments processed, whatever the case may be, doing that at the end of the day or doing that at the beginning of the day. Printing out my quotes before the day starts and having those on my desk ready to go, so that when the calls break at a certain point, I've got my stack ready to go hunt. Okay?
Yeah, I let salespeople know that even if they show up just 10 or 15 minutes early or stay 10 or 15 minutes late, that adds up. It's a huge help just to get ducks in a row.
How many times have you heard, I'm too busy, Rich, when there's a recommendation or there's something for them to do or different things like that?
Every salesperson we work with is up to their eyebrows.
In their mind, that's the reason, right? And it's valid and it's not an excuse, it's anything like that. And to me, I think our follow-up is, what have you done to address that? You're telling me you're too busy. What steps are you taking to be less busy? Are you coming in early to try and clear some of the busyness? Yep. Are you being more aggressive, more assertive, more direct in your offer so that you can get more one-to-ones and clear opportunity? What are you doing? Don't just sit there. If you are a salesperson, you are on commission, or you are just looking to hit new personal levels. I don't want to say it all comes back to you, but you should always focus on what you can control. That's always a pathway to success. Is
long-term mantras.
Yep. Focus on what you can control. And if that means coming in early and being more efficient, being more organized on saving your records and keeping notes on the customer, I think that helps a lot in terms of what their preferences are. If you're making outreach calls, you know what's important. Especially as you get older, maybe when you're young, you can kind of juggle all those things and it's fresh in your mind and that's no big deal. But I always think notes make for light work when you come back to things. And it's a great way to stay more efficient with your time.
For sure.
Okay. And then lastly, seizing your moment, outreach. Okay. I know that's a big one for you, Rich. And this is more professional development. I don't know that this is necessarily when somebody's out on vacation or different things like this, but this is definitely something when you're like, okay, I see myself at this company in the long term. I see myself in this position. I see myself in this industry, 5, 10, 15 years, 20 years. When you start to have that mindset, and if you don't, you should be asking yourself that and seeing if that's a fit. You know, you might not be there one day and another day you're like, yes, I can see myself doing this long term. Talk about how outreach can be so beneficial to seizing your moment or maybe creating a new moment in your career, right? It's not just like a 1-week deal, but seizing a moment in terms of who you are and who you can become.
No, I'm thinking more long-term moments. You know, I think the last couple of weeks we've been talking about the fact that, okay, now that it is summer, now is the perfect time for salespeople to be building their book of customers. You know, who is it that you've done business with that you want to continue to do business with? Who is it that you haven't done business with that you want to do business with? And really digging in and having some of those conversations in regards to, look, like you said earlier, who do you buy from? Who do you prefer to buy from? Why do you buy from them? You know, and really understanding what your customers' needs are so that you can bring them into your fold.
Yeah, and I think we've also really moved up the pecking order in the chain in the used recycled OE world in terms of, you know, us being available, and maybe there's not new parts available. Maybe there's a huge delay on reman. Maybe aftermarket isn't as plentiful as it normally was. I think outreach can be done cold, right? In the dark, you don't know somebody, but I think there's plenty of warm or cool outreach that can be done. Somebody that either calls us frequently, that doesn't order that often, or a relatively new person that, hey, you know, that I recognize the name of that company. We don't get too many orders. They just went ahead and got this. So as a salesperson, you can always take this on, right? You do not have to sit back and wait for your sales manager, or your owner, or whoever to give this to you. In fact, to me, this is probably the thing that separates top, really top 5% salespeople. And it's almost like they don't even have to think about it. It's just in their nature that they understand, if I reach out to these people, if I go out, hey, there's a car show this weekend and I'm with them, I take my cards, I pass out. I want to be part of their family. I want them to be a part of my family. I want to take care of them. I'm not reaching out to them as work. I'm reaching out to them as a way of being, connecting with them and serving them and taking care of them. When you start hitting that level and you start reaching out like that, and I never see the hard sale from those people very often either. It's, hey, okay, talk to me about your business. Oh, great. Hey, I'm happy to serve you. I'm happy to. It's not a, oh man, I can make so much money off you. You know, it doesn't get into that very often. Although I think there is a lot of that can be said. You know, there's just a natural fluency that they have in terms of connecting with their customers and value. That's almost part of what they like to do. And as much as they could order through email or other ways, every now and then they just want to hear each other's voice and, hey, how was the race this week? How was fishing? Or how are the kids doing? So if you know you're going to be in this long term, why wouldn't you want to do that, right? Doesn't that make your work more enjoyable? Doesn't that give you something to look forward to? Wouldn't you like to come into the office and know, hey, I'm going to hear from Ricky this week. I'm going to hear from Rachel this week. I'm going to hear, you have the names of customers you know you're going to get to talk to this week because you put in that time and you built those relationships. Okay. So this came to mind for us as we're working with different team members. We see it time and time again. People are out, who's going to step up? Usually there's somebody there that does it. But we also see this at other points of, I can tell this person is intelligent. I can tell this person is capable. But we look at their numbers and something's holding them back. And it seems to be some internal drive, right? They're happy to be on hourly. They're happy to be on where they're at. There's something in them that's not focused and organized and intentional about going to another level. And there's only I just want to be clear, there's only so long you can stay inert like that. Owners are going to become dissatisfied. Managers are going to become less satisfied. And that's not because of who you are. It's not because of what you're capable of. It's what you're settling into. And there's no reason why you should accept that. You can always want to be, I think, pushing yourself to do more, especially in the sales world. I think that's a very dangerous thing to feel settled at where you're at. You always want to have some sense of what else I can do, where else can I go, new land, new things to conquer, new milestones to achieve. So make that a sense of who you are and what you're accomplishing, what you're being. Part of that's, reconciling what you've achieved already, and being aware of that and being excited and taking that on. And part of that is maybe having some time for self-reflection or being open, hearing it from your manager, hearing it from your boss, to take those on. So anyways, with that, we will wrap up. We hope more of you are out there seizing your moments. You're seizing those opportunities, seeing 15, 20, 30% growth from yourself, from your teams, from your customers. If you're not seeing some of those numbers internally or otherwise, our sales management services, our sales training services are a zero cost gain. We always produce more profit and more sales than what we charge. We're excited to do that. It's always a great thing for us to be able to look at the bottom line and be directly impacting more profit for the companies we work with. So don't feel like you have to take that all on. Not everybody's meant to be a sales manager. Not everybody's meant to be a sales trainer. That might not be how you're wired. You might be tremendous at buying and pricing and all these other things. Hey, we can be that fuel additive. We can be that thing that gets the horsepower cranking and running. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be running at top speed. Okay. Especially in this day and age, there's too much opportunity to be settling for anything else. So with that being said, go out there, seize your moments. Hope you have a great July, and we'll be seeing you soon, very soon, in Dallas at URG. So thanks, everybody, and thanks for being a part of our show. Like, rate, review, follow us, find us on Facebook, our website, Counts Business.